So here's task 2 of the Niviuk Fly Wide Open. It's a big 53k triangle going up to the north, towards Naked Mountain they call it, and then down to the airfield and then back to the official landing field. So once again, set off nice and early. Today it was pretty blue sky, not much moisture around, so made it quite hard to see all the thermals, but with 100 odd pilots in the air, there's enough markers to sort of see what's going on. So at the beginning I pushed actually a bit further north just to see if I can find some better climbs around there, just while I was trying to get some height, getting ready for a really good start. And it turned out I think most people ended up in that kind of area, and so it was good, but it was a bit scrappy, up and down, lots of people, makes it hard to find the centre of the thermal. But then we realised, okay, we've all got to actually now sort of peg it back. So here I'm kind of en route back, see another sort of group of people, so I decided to sort of top up a bit more height. And now I'm heading back to sort of clip the start gate. So I was a little bit late, but everybody else was doing the same thing, so we all sort of chose height over position. So that was a bit mental. You can see quite a few people here choose the left route, sort of stick to the mountains, but there was quite a few people heading straight over the flats, so I decided just to follow them. It's a more direct route, a bit riskier. The climbs weren't as strong, so you can see here I'm kind of struggling to find anything decent, so I'm jumping from thermal to thermal to try to find who's climbing at a better rate. So it's always hard. So you can see this group here on the right, they're climbing a bit better, so then I jump over to that group instead. So with every turn, I'm always sort of trying to analyse which groups of pilots are going up the fastest. So it's quite hard to picture all the time. And then on a big glide here towards, they call it Green Mountain, the one that's green, fairly obvious. And then you can see a nice big cloud forming over that. So this is the first sort of decent climb of the day. We were told it's probably wise to top up quite a lot of height before you jump over to Naked Mountain, which also makes sense. The one which is not green. And so yeah, I topped up with plenty of height, jumped over to Naked Mountain. A few clouds forming above here. You can see that's the lead gaggle there now, just above me. So I was managing to keep up with them fairly well, but just always a little bit lower. But these were some of the biggest climbs of the day, maybe 5, 6 up at times. But again, kind of quite a lot of people. They left quite early, which left me alone. And actually I just made the most out of it because it was still going at 4 up, and I thought I'm not going to find that later on, and to be able to a thermal as efficient as that. So I just used the extra height, and it was amazing because I could see about 40 pilots in front of me, all good markers, and everyone was going down, but then I could then choose my line much better to follow the people who were going up better. So here in the flats it was a little bit scrappier. We had a slight tailwind, it was quite a light wind day. Once again, just sort of jumping around from people to people, whoever's going up more. But we topped this up all the way. Definitely, it was around the training hill area. You can kind of just see it now, but it wasn't coming from there. So then we did one nice big glide towards the airfield. I think, top up one more time. Kind of forget about all these. Kind of thinning out now, so a lot of people are kind of starting to push a bit faster, I noticed. But here, just trying to clip that turn point. You might just see the airfield just below now. Some more top-ups. People keep pushing on. Well, you know what, that isn't the airfield. The airfield's on the next, you can kind of see it just on the horizon, past that village on the right hand side. So there it is, yeah. And then this is the final glide now to Krivagostani, the stork village they call it, because there's loads of massive storks. You can see on the ground there's not much sort of like differentiation between the fields and things, so I was a bit worried about where are these thermals actually going to come from. And here I was hitting like 2.5 to 1 glide ratio. It was awful, but there was a little tractor there, and so we just sort of bombed towards that, me and these 2 other guys, and yeah, sure enough, that gave me like a final save, which was really fortunate because my glide ratio was terrible. I probably didn't have to top up quite so high now because the end of speed section was just behind Stork Village, which you can see on the screen now at the bottom of the crocodile, which is that sort of lower hill. I could have maybe gone a bit earlier, but I just really didn't want to risk it. So that was the end of speed section. There I hit goal, and now I'm just pushing towards the mountain just to close the triangle, just, you know, points order. And then, yeah, gently bring it back to goal. Lose a bit of height. Bring it into wind, and don't hit any flagpoles. Whoa, close. And then this is the scene at goal at the end. Chucking around beers and Fantas, which is great. And someone got this really cool picture of me coming in, which is awesome. And then there's the track log you can see from the triangle. Another great day.